Hey everyone, it's Jo, and it's time for Puckett with Jo. It is Saturday. We have a loaded slate, one game going on. If you saw my video, things are not looking good. Well, the Washington Capitals holding that lead right now is a good thing, plus money with that. We were not able to stay under the 1.5 in the first period with those goals coming in late in the first period. We also, it doesn't look like we're going to hit that goalie prop either. I was looking at Charlie Lindgren over 27.5 save shots on goal, but it does look like we're seeing both defenses really step up in this one, and we're not seeing those shots coming in. So right now, we have the Washington Capitals up 3-2 over the New York Rangers. We did get the Capitals with that beautiful plus money coming in to this game at plus 125. So fingers crossed that one holds tight. I want to shout out you guys for being here. Appreciate you guys being here right as the show kicks off. Jo with the Kraken. I know your Kraken are rolling so hot at the moment, and I do think this is another game they can get the win. Team's been locking down so strongly defensively. Okay, so we did the one video for the early game. 8 o'clock Eastern on. I'm going to put out another video. You guys, there's just so many games on the slate. I told you I'd go live at 3:30 Eastern. I didn't want to push it any later because I wanted to get you the bets in this next game coming up. But so we're going to go over all of the afternoon games, all of the games at the 7 p.m. Eastern mark. Then I will release a video for 8 p.m. and the 10:30 p.m. games. So stay tuned for that. But we will go over these games here. It's just, I tell you, so much on the slate. Richard, big shout out to you. Big shout out to your Kings. Hopefully they can get back in that win total. I appreciate you for being here so very much. Shout out to each and every one of you. Okay, let's look at this game here. We have Demko expected and Levi expected between the Vancouver Canucks and the Buffalo Sabres. Now, current odds on this one, the Vancouver Canucks minus 152, the Buffalo Sabres plus 126 at home. Total 6.5. Now, that 6.5 juice to the over at minus 134. If you're going to look at an over in this game, I've got to look just at the Vancouver Canucks team total. I do think that goes over 3.5. That's coming in at minus 118. I think they will be able to score on Levi here. Now, my hugest problem of taking the full game over is looking at the Buffalo Sabres and the playmakers that they are missing. Tage Thompson is day-to-day, undisclosed why, and Jeff Skinner is out with an upper body injury. Taking out Tage Thompson out of this lineup is huge for the Buffalo Sabres. I do think they struggle to score in this one on Demko. Now, Vancouver has been riding so fantastically hot. They've won their last 4. They're sitting first in the Pacific. They got the overtime win in their last game versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. The only thing that gives me a little bit of concern here is their last 2 games have gone, or sorry, I think their last 2 games have gone to overtime. They've been playing in some really intense battles here and then taking on a Buffalo Sabres team where they know one of their best goal scorers is out of this game is kind of worrisome for me. Now, defensively, this team has been strong as well. Their kill isn't the best, only at 78.2%, but I do think they'll convert on the power play. Their power play's top 10 at 23.5. The kill here for the Buffalo Sabres is only 78.5, so 19th overall in the league. This team offensively is averaging 3.9 goals per game. Fantastic numbers out there, and 28.3 shots on goal. So I do think they can come out, they can get the puck in the back of the net. Just give me the team total here over 3.5. Chip, thank you for being here as well. Canucks for sure. Yeah, it's the Canucks game or nothing. Looking at them on the road on that puck line, they have been solid on the puck line, 16-7 on the road on the puck line. The Buffalo Sabres haven't been that great on the puck line at home, 8-12 at home. I just worry about that overtime before taking that puck line. But if you want to take that puck line, laying 1.5 is plus 150. I like them to go up quick in the first period. And I'd look at JT Miller, Elias Pettersson, and Quinn Hughes here for their points or anytime goals. We know how impactful they have been. Quinn Hughes is my favorite offensive defenseman out there on the ice. He's been making us money. We got him the last time at plus 460 or plus 490 for that anytime goal. I wouldn't count him out of this one for an anytime goal as well. We know the Buffalo Sabres defense is weak. They're allowing an average of 3.36 goals per game and 29.7 shots on goal. And like I said, weaker kill at 78.5%, 19th overall in the league. So this is a game here where it's Vancouver or nothing. You can look at Vancouver on the puck line in the first period as well. They have the Columbus Blue Jackets on deck on Monday to finish up this road trip. This is game 6 of a 7-game road trip for them. So we could see tired legs, but I do think either way, offensively, this team steps up. Alex Touche here for the Sabres is the only person I would count on if you're looking for an anytime goal scorer. I do think he needs to really step up in this game without Tage Thompson on the ice. I think he'll get a lot of play time. Now he has had a point in 5 of the last 10 games. Like I said, step up game here. Okay, let's look at the San Jose Sharks. The San Jose Sharks taking on the Ottawa Senators. San Jose, a $2 underdog here, plus 202, plus or minus 250 for the Senators, total 6.5, minus 128 to the over 6.5. There's a lot to ask to get this one over when you look at the San Jose Sharks and what this team has been doing offensively. But I do think they'll get the puck in the back of Korpisalo's net. Korpisalo expected tonight. For the Senators, he's got a 3.69 goals against average and a 0.887 save percentage. I am waiting for Korpisalo to show me what he showed us in glimpses last season. I really like this goalie, and I thought he was going to look a lot hotter out there on the ice, but he is just not having the success. And we look here at the Ottawa Senators. Their defense is allowing these shots to come in at 31.6 shots on goal per game. That kill only limiting opponents at 71.3%. Their power play, not stellar either, at 16.4%. They are getting those shots on goal, but they're not getting enough high danger shots that are finding the back of the net. They are averaging 32.2 shots on goal, but this team, I don't know. The struggles are coming, and it's coming more out of defense. While they are finding the back of the net on an average of 3.27 goals per game, it's just not enough for what this defense has been giving up. So looking here, I understand why you would want to look at the Sharks on that puck line, but I can't. But I don't love the Senators on the puck line for the full game. I'd look at the Ottawa Senators to come out fast to start this game. Their first game home off a road trip. They lost all 5 games on that road trip. Absolutely struggled out there. It was a nightmare. It was a complete nightmare. If you were like me and bet them in a couple of those situations, you're still having horror thoughts about it. So first period puck line here for the Senators coming in at plus 116. We know this Sharks team can be sneaky in some situations. I don't have faith in them either. This is a nasty game. Blackwood in goal. Korpisalo for the Sens. Yeah, Sharks have won 3 of the last 4 meetings, but only one of those wins were in Ottawa. The majority of those wins coming in San Jose. So 2 of the 3 in San Jose, 1 in Ottawa. I look at the first 5 minutes. Anytime goal in the first 5 minutes, I think the Ottawa Senators know they have to get off to a hot start, get that momentum here. That's coming in at plus 158. The puck line for the full game, I don't like it. I wouldn't take it. The last 3 games have gone over the total as well. The over 1.5 in that first period, too highly juiced at minus 150. So I'm going to stay off of it. You could look at both teams to score with how many goals Korpisalo is out. I wouldn't be shocked if Hurdle comes out and gets a nice goal for the Sharks to start this game and scores first. Sharks money line or team total over 2.5. Yeah, I would look at their team total before I looked at that money line. Like I said, they have won versus the Senators. The Senators need this win so desperately bad, but we're seeing huge win streaks and huge losing streaks for teams at the moment. They have the Colorado Avalanche on deck. On Tuesday, they're going to get absolutely destroyed if they continue playing the way they are, sitting 10-10 at home this season. And not a good look here for the Ottawa Senators. Let's move on to the New Jersey Devils taking on the Florida Panthers. Now the Devils plus 180 on the money line here. It's tempting, but the Florida Panthers, I tell you, this team is way too hot for me to step in front of. They're coming in at minus 220 here on the money line. Total 6.5, minus 110 to either way of this total. Jack Hughes is still out of the lineup for the New Jersey Devils. So while this line looks tempting to take New Jersey, even on puck line, +1.5 at -137 looks intriguing. Dougie Hamilton's still out of the lineup, defensive player here as well for the Devils. I look at the Florida Panthers and how they've been playing as of late, and they have been so phenomenally strong. They've won their last 9. They're sitting second in the Atlantic. Now, they had a hard overtime win versus the Kings at home in their last game out on Thursday. So they're coming off a battle. But looking here, I just don't trust the Devils. The Devils are allowing those goals to come racking in at 3.56 goals per game. They're also allowing 29.2 shots on goal. Their kill isn't great at 77.6%. Facing the Florida Panthers, whose defense has been so phenomenally strong at locking down, and a team that really isn't taking those penalties as of late. They're only allowing 2.46 goals per game and 27.2 shots on net. Their kill is 5th best overall in the league at 84%. And their power play, it's not fantastic. 21.9, 13th best overall. We do have a stronger power play here for the New Jersey Devils, but like I said, the Florida Panthers aren't making those mistakes out there on the ice and taking those penalties. Now, if they do, the Devils will score in this one. This team sitting 3rd best overall in the league, converting at 28.8%. So we need a clean game out of the Florida Panthers for them to continue to roll hot on their winning streak and make it double digits. They're home for their next 3 games. So this is huge for them, having this hot home ice at the moment. Bobrovsky is expected in goal tonight. He's got a 2.42 goals against average and a 0.93 save percentage. I'm going to look at their team total here. I'm going to take the Florida Panthers team total over 3.5. It's juicy at -132, but I think it has such a strong ability to cash in this one. Nico Dawes is in net for the New Jersey Devils tonight. I just don't trust him against the Florida Panthers, who are averaging 34.1 shots on goal per game, 2nd best overall in the league. Nico Dawes allowing 3.37 goals per game on average, and he's got a save percentage of 0.894. So give me the Panthers. You could also look at them here in that first period to cover that puck line. I wouldn't be shocked if they did that. You know, we've made some money with the Florida Panthers on that puck line in the first period. Now, the Florida Panthers here, that team total, I look for them. I'm kind of worried. So I look for them to get up in this game and really lock down hard defensively. I hope we see the New Jersey Devils get a goal quickly here, because then I think we'll see more out of the Florida Panthers, them open up and play a more loose game. Because if we see them just tighten up defensively, this could be a 3-1 style game. But I really do think they can go over that 3.5. It's gonna be hard, but I think they do. I think they go over the 3.5. I just don't trust Nico Dawes, you guys. Yeah, it's really hard to fade them here in this one. Got to look at the Vancouver Canucks, that is for sure. Yeah, Joe, I do like the Florida Panthers in the first period on that puck line. I think they come out strong on their home ice and just dominate from the start of this game. Like I said, it's Nico Dawes and it's a lack of Jack Hughes. If Jack Hughes was in this lineup and we did see Dougie Hamilton on the defensive side, I would be looking at this game, even with Nico Dawes, to stay under, because I think Dougie Hamilton is such a strong player. Now, the full game total, I'm not in love with, and I'm not in love with the under 1.5 in the first period either, because I do think this could be a Florida Panthers 2-0 first period. So I'm not going to touch the under 1.5. I'm also not going to touch the under for the full game, because I look at the Panthers' ability offensively, and I think they'll score those goals. If you want to take an under in this game, the only way I could take it would be the New Jersey Devils team total under 2.5 at -106. It's a scary situation, because we know they got Jasper Bratt, Tyler Toffoli, Luke Hughes, offensive defenseman as well. They have the playmakers to find the back of Bobrovsky's net. I'm just not buying into it in this one. So my best bet, favorite bet of the day, is to look at the team total of the Florida Panthers over 3.5. Matthew Tkachuk, Sam Bennett, Sam Reinhart. Those are my 3 favorite guys to target right now. Sam Reinhart has been absolute money. The last game we saw Sam Bennett, Sam Reinhart, and Matthew Tkachuk all get goals. So I do think circle all 3 of them in this one. Okay, Let's look at the Flyers, another team that is surprising me as of late. They're taking on the Winnipeg Jets, and the Winnipeg Jets are rolling hot. This is going to be an absolute battle out there on the ice. Now, minus 194 here for the Winnipeg Jets, plus 160 for the Flyers. Total of 5.5, minus 106 to the under, minus 114 to the over. I cannot take these two teams to that over. I really do think with what we're seeing out of both of their defenses, we're going to have elite defensive goaltending play out there on the ice. Now, Carter Hart played last night. The Flyers are on the second night of a back-to-back, but Urson in goal. And I trust in Urson in goal. For the Flyers, he's got a 2.46 goals against average and a save percentage of 0.903. Hellebuck is at home for the Winnipeg Jets. And you guys know Connor Hellebuck is falling back into form where he's at home, you play him and you play the under. He's got a 2.2 goals against average, a save percentage of 0.923. And I do think he's hugely impactful in this game. Limited penalties taken here by the Winnipeg Jets. I love how clean they are playing out there on the ice. They are first best overall on goals allowed per game at 2.29. They're also sixth best at limiting opponents' ability to get those shots, holding opponents to 28.6 shots. Their kill at 76.3. It's not the best number here, especially when you look at the Philadelphia Flyers, second best kill overall in the league, 10% better here at 86.5. But like I said, the Winnipeg Jets, they don't make those mistakes. They don't get in the box. The Philadelphia Flyers do a little bit more. This team, though, has a really weak power play. Worst overall in the league, worse than the Sharks, you guys, at 11.9%. The Winnipeg Jets, on the other hand, their power play converting at 17.5, still not phenomenally strong, where it would make me want to take this game to the over. So this is an under 5.5 at minus 106 style game for me. The Winnipeg Jets, if Urson has an off day, this team knows how to find the back of the net. They're so strong, averaging 3.39 goals per game. So what I'm going to look at here is, while I do like what we've seen out of the Flyers, they've won their last two. They got the overtime win versus the Wild last night, 4-3. I do expect this team to have a little bit of struggles here to score on Connor Hellebuck. I'm going to take their team total under 2.5 at minus 128. I think it's a really strong way to go in this one. They have the Blues on deck on Monday. And when we look at the Winnipeg Jets and what they've been able to do over this win streak, they've held opponents to 2 or less goals in their last 11 games. They've also held opponents to 1 goal in 5 of their last 11 games. And one of those games did go to shootout. So 1 goal in one of those games going to shootout. So I really like what I've seen out of this team. I think so strong defensively. Flyers team total to the under 2.5 if you're brave enough. Game under 5.5. And I do think the Winnipeg Jets can get the win. But because I think it's going to be such a low scoring game, 2-1 style game, I can't look at the Winnipeg Jets here on the puck line. Could Connor Hellebuck get the shoot or the shutout, if I can talk? He absolutely could. This could be one of those games where we only see 1 goal in it. I am not staying warm in Calgary, Joel. It is so cold here. Minus 36 when I woke up this morning. I tell you, not what I am liking. Thank you. Yeah, I could see this being a nice win for them. It's about heart. It really is about heart in these ones. Hard to fade the Florida Panthers. I completely agree with you. Let's look at the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Carolina Hurricanes. I think we have a live road dog here in the Pittsburgh Penguins. Let's get current odds. Make sure nothing has moved. It's moved a little bit. I got the Pittsburgh Penguins earlier. And I mean earlier, just within the last hour here at plus 126. They're now plus 122 on FanDuel. So not a huge move. Minus 146 on the money line for the Carolina Hurricanes. Total of 6.5. Now 6.5 juice to the under at minus 112. Minus 108 to the over. Okay. I like the Pittsburgh Penguins. I like the Pittsburgh Penguins because I trust in Tristan Jarry more than Ranta. I don't trust in Ranta in net for the Carolina Hurricanes. He has not been good this season. He's got a 3.27 goals against average and a 0.89 a 0.862 save percentage. We look at Tristan Jarry. He's been strong. He's got a 2.56 goals against average and a 0.913 save percentage. So even though Carolina's so strong offensively, so strong defensively at limiting opponents' ability to get those shots, holding opponents to 25.4 shots on goal per game, that 25.4 shots is with Ronta in net. God, he's just not being good. I do think the Penguins will score and score on him with ease tonight as soon as they get past the defense. And it's a lot. It's going to be hard to get past the defense of the Canes, but they're going to get these shots on net. This team averaging 33.5 shots on goal per game. Their power play not great at 14.3. This team, though, they play excellent 5-on-5 hockey. So I like what we're seeing out of them. Sidney Crosby, Philip Forsberg. You can look at these players to come out nice and strong in this one. It depends. They won the last matchup back in December, 2-1 in a shootout. We did see Carolina win the one before, 4-2. This is a battle of the Metro. You know the Penguins want to get this win over the Canes. The Canes sitting second, and the Pens sitting sixth in the Metro here. So third meeting of the season. Now, you can look at the Pens here if you're looking for them to cover that puck line. They're strong as an underdog covering the puck line. They play in really tight games. That's why I'm looking at the value here, especially on that money line. There's no value on the puck line, but I wouldn't be concerned if you took that puck line there. Let's look at the next game. I know you guys want to hear about the Seattle Kraken. Tage Thompson is confirmed now for the Buffalo Sabres. Okay, so with him confirmed, his injury was undisclosed, and that's where it kind of worries me. I wonder how much ice time he's really going to get, and if this is a mental play for the coaches to put him out there on the ice. That worries me a little bit. Okay, 4-4 exact Pittsburgh draw at plus 2,000. That definitely could go to overtime between those two. If it went to overtime, 4-4 to OT, man, that's saying Jarry is going to let up a lot of goals, but I could see it out of Ronda. So I like where you're going there, Chip. The Seattle Kraken taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Seattle winning their last 8. They beat the Capitals, which is mind-blowing, in Washington 4-1 on Thursday. We have the Columbus Blue Jackets coming in here, losing their last 2. They lost to the Winnipeg Jets 5-0, got shut out, got embarrassed. It's always good to look at those teams that got embarrassed in their last game to come out nice and strong. I just don't know if Columbus can do it against the Seattle Kraken. The Kraken are surprising me with how strong they've been locking down defensively. I can't believe how they've been limiting teams to lower scoring games, but still scoring themselves. So looking at the odds here, minus 162 for the Seattle Kraken, plus 134 for the Columbus Blue Jackets, total 6.5. Juice nicely. Not nicely. Minus 130 to that under. Plus 106 to the over. I'm going to look here at the Columbus Blue Jackets team total under 2.5. That's giving us plus money. You guys know where I'm looking for that plus money at plus 108. Now, this is a game where Joey Daccord has been playing so phenomenally strong for the Seattle Kraken. They're still allowing shots on him, but he has been standing on his head. He's got a 2.23 goals against average and a 0.925 save percentage. And with Grubauer out, all of us would have thought Joey Daccord would struggle here, but he has been so phenomenally strong in net for this team. So when we look at the schedule for the Kraken, like I said, they've won their last 8. They have the Pittsburgh Penguins on Monday. On Tuesday, they have the Rangers. So they have a back-to-back game on deck Monday, Tuesday. I'm going to look at them here in the first period. I love looking at teams where they have a look ahead, and they obviously do have a look ahead situation against 2 really strong opponents coming up on the back-to-back. So I'm going to take the Seattle Kraken first period puck line, laying the half a goal at plus 152. That way, if they're up, three goals or something, and they just lock down defensively. If Columbus gets back in this, we're not sweating that that puck line at the end if Columbus pulls their goalie and then has the extra man on ice. So I don't want to sweat the full game puck line. I do think the Kraken are the right side. I would be shocked if Columbus actually covered that puck line for the full game, but I do prefer to take the Kraken puck line first period. And I love the team total under 2.5 for the Columbus Blue Jackets here with that plus money. Held to under 3 goals in 3 of their last 4 meetings. So this is a solid trend here for these teams when they match up. Okay, let's look at the LA Kings. The LA Kings taking on the Detroit Red Wings. Again, another 7 o'clock Eastern matchup. The Kings rolling in here on a losing streak, but still the favorite. They're coming in at -170. The Red Wings at +140. Total 6.5, -118 to the under, -104 to the over. If you believe the Kings can win this big, break that losing streak, and win by 2, to cover that puck line, laying the 1.5, you're getting +142. And for the Detroit Red Wings to cover the puck line here, there's no value. +1.5 is -172. I do think all the value here is on the Red Wings. And Richard, I know you're a Kings fan out there. Don't hate me. But I look at this matchup and I can't put my money on the LA Kings at the moment. They've lost their last 7 games. They had the OT loss to the Florida Panthers on Thursday, 3-2. They have been putting in so much work in these games, and I don't love it. Last 2 games have gone to OT, and it was a 3-2 loss and then a 3-4 loss. I just look at this team, the struggles they're having, even with Cam Talbot in net. I can't take them in regulation. I can't take them on the puck line here. And I can't take them. Yeah, I just can't take them. I can't even take them first period puck line. So I'm going to stay off of this. This team does get up and then allows those goals to come in late and loses it. So we could look at the first period puck line, but again, it's just not something I want to do. I don't want to play back on this team until they're against a different opponent, I guess. I look at the Detroit Red Wings here. Alex Leon will be in net tonight. He's got a 2.54 goals against average, a save percentage of .922. This team, their kill is strong at 81.9. I do think with how strong they've been offensively, and while they've got into a bit of a slump, what they did versus the Edmonton Oilers was impressive. And they did lose that game, but it was a 3-2 loss in OT. I was really shocked at how they were able to lock down the Oilers in that game. So I would look at this one trending to that under. And the Red Wings, small sprinkle on them on the money line. So call me crazy. I just don't trust the Kings right now. So under 6.5 is my best bet in this one. We know how strong the Kings are as well. I am with you. I really hope Ranta. I loved what we saw out of him last season. Well, not loved. I really liked him. I thought he was solid. I wouldn't worry when he came out in net. I worry now every time I see Ranta come out. Okay, Joey Daccord isn't confirmed. He's expected out there on the ice, so do watch for that and make sure it is Joey Daccord in net tonight. Especially with you look at the 2 nights of the back-to-back, we could see Joey Daccord rest tonight and then play the Monday and hopefully the Tuesday game because those are really hard games and they need him to be in there. Okay, let's look at the Edmonton Oilers versus the Montreal Canadiens. Skinner expected in net for Edmonton. Jake Allen here for Montreal. I didn't want to see Jake Allen in this matchup. Now, Montreal plays the Edmonton Oilers really tight. I actually really like how we've seen them perform versus Edmonton, but Jake Allen is a difference. If it was Sam Montague, I would be looking at Montreal to play upset here over Edmonton, break their losing streak. I just can't get there. This is probably one I'm going to live bet. Let me just find the current odds on this one. I tell you, so many games on deck. -245 here for the Oilers, +198 for the Montreal Canadiens, +1.5 at -118. Not enough value there on that puck line right now, but if Edmonton goes up and scores first, like we know they're prone to do, and Montreal starts off slow, I would look at Montreal live on that puck line. If it's plus 2.5, even better. The total of 6.5 minus 122 to the over. You got to look at that one to go over. These two teams play in high scoring games. I think this is a perfect game to look at player props in this one. The over 1.5 in the first period is minus 146. So it's juicy, but I do think this is probably a 2-1 style first period with Edmonton getting the 2 goals. So a goal in the first 5 minutes. We're going to go back to that. Edmonton's let me down in a couple of games, but again with Jake Allen, this is something that I really do think will cash nicely. Now you can also just look at Edmonton to score the first goal in the first period. That's at minus 110. Probably the safest bet here instead of searching for that plus money for that goal to come in the first 5 minutes. But Montreal does play Edmonton hard. If we're going to get a huge upset on the day, I could see it being this one. But like I said, if Sam Montembeault was in goal. So I'm not loving it. Connor McDavid here for the points. He's coming in over 1.5 points. It's minus 120. You know he's going to want to show off tonight. Now, Cole Caulfield, Monahan, Nick Suzuki are all the players for the Montreal Canadiens that I do have circled. I'm looking at them for the anytime goals. I wouldn't look at them for the shots on goal because we do see Edmonton really strong as of late defensively. 28.2 shots on goal allowed per game. The thing is, I still don't trust Stuart Skinner, even though his numbers are coming stronger. He's got a 2.69 goals against average and a 0.901 save percentage. Maybe it's just like a grudge I have against Skinner out there on the ice. Yeah, I'm not. Let me just double check. Montembeault, I am seeing Jake Allen expected tonight. So let me just double check that on my app here on my phone. If it's Sam Montembeault, yeah, I'm still seeing Jake Allen expected for Montreal. I don't know why I wanted to see Montembeault out there, but if Montembeault comes out, I think you could look for that upset, especially if Edmonton goes up first. You guys know I'm always searching for value. If Edmonton goes up, gets that quick goal, live bet Montreal plus 2.5 on that puck line if we see that big swing on the books, because we do a lot of the time. Or you could probably get Montreal at plus 500. Like, it's crazy how these lines move, especially when a team scores really quick. And I do think Edmonton will score quick tonight. Okay, let's move on to the Anaheim Ducks. Now, the Anaheim Ducks here, if I can find the odds, are taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning plus 215 for the Ducks. We have minus 265 for the Tampa Bay Lightning, total 6.5, minus 122 to the under. And it's really because no one is expecting the Ducks to score in this one, including myself. Andrei Vasilevskiy will be in net for the Tampa Bay Lightning. This team going on a little bit of a streak here, won their last 2 games. The Devils, they were able to get an overtime win over on Thursday. That was 4-3. And the Kings, they got that overtime win 3-2 on Tuesday. I do expect them to keep rolling hot in this game here at home. So how are we going to find value? Well, I'm going to look at them on the puck line in the first period. Puck line first period, laying the half a goal is plus 114. Now, they've won their last 4 first periods at home as a favorite. So I do think this is a nice solid trend here. And it's the Anaheim Ducks with Doss still expected in net. He's got a 3.46 goals against average and a 0.903 save percentage. This team allowing him to get peppered in net, allowing 32.7 shots on goal per game. Their kill is pretty decent, though, at 79.3%. They will absolutely need to not take these penalties, though, because the Tampa Bay Lightning, this is a game you want to look at their players for those power play points. They're converting at 27.9%. So if the Ducks play a dirty game, which we know is the Anaheim Ducks, they play dirty out there on the ice, the Lightning are going to capitalize. I do like their team total over 3.5, but I hate the juice on it. It's at minus 145. So it is interesting, though, that they have failed to cover the puck line in their last 4 games at home as a favorite, only sitting 9-12 at home on that puck line, while the Anaheim Ducks have played in tight games on the road, 11-7 on the road on that puck line. But I'm not buying into it. I like the first period puck line more than the full game. I would lean to the full game. I'm not going to bet it, but I wouldn't be shocked if they won this one 4-1 or 5-2. I think they cover it. And I think that first period is where you're going to find the biggest impact out of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Now, they have had 2 of their last 2 games go to OT. So I could see tired legs coming in the second and especially in that third for the Lightning, especially if they get up and those surprise goals come for the Anaheim Ducks. So if you're getting a large puck line and plus money on the Anaheim Ducks at some point, we're grabbing them, even plus 3.5. I probably would look at them plus a 3.5 to be able to get back in the game just slightly. One more game to go over in the 7 p.m. Eastern time slot. And remember, if you guys are just joining here, I said earlier, 8 p.m. on, I'm going to do a video. I just didn't get enough time to break down all of these games, so many games on the ice. And I literally have been at my desk since 9 a.m. my time, which is 11 a.m. Eastern or 11 p.m. Yeah, 11 a.m. Eastern. Man, I'm smart today. And now it's 2 already. So I've got these last 5 games to still go over and get you guys some player props and everything like that. So I will get that out. So stay tuned to my Twitter or YouTube here for that video. Let's look at this last game here in the 7 o'clock Eastern time slot with the Colorado Avalanche and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, this is hard to pick a side between these two. Plus 102 here for the Avs, minus 122 for the Leafs, total of 6.5, minus 138 to the over. And that is exactly how I'm going in this game. I expect both of these teams to really step up. It's hockey night in Canada. The Toronto Maple Leafs are going to bring it. And Colorado, I do think we'll find the back of Martin Jones's net as well. So give me the over 6.5 in this one. Give me both teams to score in the first period at plus 148. The over 1.5 is too juiced at over 1.5 at minus 150. Georgiev, we know, hasn't been able to keep stuff out of his net. His numbers overall for the season look good with a 2.88 goals against average and a 0.896 save percentage, but I don't trust him. And you look at the Leafs here, they're averaging 33.5 shots on goal per game. Their power play is clicking at 26.7%. The power play strong for the Avs as well at 25. I do think this really comes down to who stays out of the penalty box. You look at the Leafs here, their kill isn't as strong as the Avs, so they want to play a clean game. They're only killing 76.8%, while the Avs are killing 82.6%. But I do think those goals are going to come in. So looking at players for their points tonight, after I look at the over 1.5 and the both teams to score in the first period, actually the over 1.5 is too juice. The both teams to score in the first period at plus 146, the over 6.5 for the full game. I'm going to look here at the players that I do think will get the points on the board. Austin Matthews, 2+ points in this game, coming in at plus 172. I love it. Anytime goal, plus 115. I definitely could see that goal coming in. Looking at Nathan MacKinnon here for the Colorado Avalanche, 2+ points for him, minus 125. Don't love the juice. You can look at him for the anytime goal. That's coming in at plus 100. Now, 6 of the last 10 games between these two, the Avs have been able to get the win. They could get it tonight. But like I said, this is a coin flip, and whoever plays the cleaner game, this game absolutely could go to OT. I like this game to go to overtime as well. You're getting great value on this at, let me just double check what the overtime odds were on this one. It's going to be a fun game, you guys. Hockey night in Canada, always the best. It is plus 360 for this one to go to overtime. And those power play points as well. Something you want to look at here. I would look at the power play point for Mikko Rantanen for the Colorado Avalanche. I tell you, I need to look at how many power play points he's got as of late, because he's been absolutely cashing for people riding him to do so. He's been so phenomenally strong. So him over 1.5 power play points, it's only plus 100, but it is coming in today if the Leafs take those penalties, which Leafs can get scrappy in these games, especially if they go down to start this one. So give me the over. Give me both teams to score in the first period. Give me Austin Matthews for the points. 2+ points in this one, plus 172. And the anytime goal at plus 115. Give me Nathan MacKinnon, 2+ points, minus 125. Don't love the juice. Anytime goal, plus 100. And Mikko Rantanen here for that power play point, over 1.5 power play points at plus 100. That's it, you guys. There is 5 more games. First period puck line for the Lightning. Yeah, I love that bet. I really do think the Lightning come out so strong to start. Drysdale to score an anytime goal for the Edmonton Oilers at plus 120. Yeah, I do like that. I wrote him for that anytime goal a couple of nights ago, and he wasn't able to get that for me. So definitely someone, though, who should get on the scoreboard. So Dallas and Chicago, Arizona and the Wild, the Islanders and the Preds, the Boston Bruins and the Blues, and Calgary versus Vegas. I will do a video. I promise you, I'll get that out right away. I could talk about them now, but I really want to give you guys the look ahead situation. I want to look at all the look ahead situations because that's huge for me when I'm handicapping these games. I could sit here and tell you what I think of these teams, but until I look at what they've done completely versus each other and who they have on deck, I'm not comfortable in giving you out those bets. I spend a lot of time going through these players and how they do versus each other, how the goalie matchups, and how each goalie performs against different teams. And when I'm looking at those player props, I'm really looking at those players, the trends for how they've been playing as of late and how they played against those teams in the past. So 5 more games coming out in one quick video. Trust me, there's lots of reasoning behind it, even if the reasoning isn't coming in the videos because I'm trying to make it fast, but I will put that out. Let me know if you guys want it in one single video for all 5, which is probably what I'll do. And if not, if you want it in single videos, then I can make a little bit more of an explanation behind them. But you guys, we've got football kicking off right away. Get your TVs on. I tell you, the Houston Texans, I think they can pull off the win. The Vancouver Canucks, 13 minutes left in this first period with the Buffalo Sabres still scoreless in that game. The San Jose Sharks and the Ottawa Senators, the Sens up 1-0 over the Sharks. 13 minutes left in the first period there as well. What would I bet live? Ooh, the Senators and the Sharks at over 6.5 juice. Minus 162. Can't bet that. The San Jose Sharks plus 2.5 at minus 115. Don't love it. You can't take either money line unless you like the Sharks on the money line, which I don't trust. The Vancouver Canucks and the Buffalo Sabres. Vancouver Canucks minus 172. You could look at them here to go over that total of 6.5 now that Tage Thompson is in net. But again, I would look at the Vancouver Canucks team total right now to that over. I would avoid taking anything that has to do with the Sabres, even though Tage Thompson is on the ice. I just don't know how much he will play this game and how impactful he will be because they don't disclose injuries in hockey a lot of the times. Okay, enjoy the Houston Texans, Cleveland Browns. Chip, I love Joe Flacco and the Browns stories. I love the defense. I tell you, there's something different about CJ Stroud. His confidence in the fourth quarters and his ability to come back. I have not seen that out of a rookie for so long, and I cannot believe how phenomenally strong he is playing. So I took the Texans plus the points. I sprinkled on the money line. I do think CJ Stroud could pull off the upset there. You look at Joe Flacco, 4-1 in his last, 5 games for the Cleveland Browns. So great. He's been moving that ball down the field, but the Houston Texans defense is a defense that really has been able to lock down opponents in their last 9 games, holding teams to under 20 points. They've gone 8-1 in those 9. So if they can keep Joe Flacco off the field, man, it's gonna be a tight game. I think it's a 1-point game either way. So that's why I had to grab the Houston Texans. And I love Joe Flacco. I want to see him move through. I just couldn't get there with my money. So CJ Stroud is amazing. That is for sure. Okay, you guys, I'm done. I'm going to watch football. I'm going to cap the rest of these games. I am live on SportsGrid, so look for the video, but then join me live on SportsGrid. We'll be live betting tonight's action. We've got the other game, the Miami Dolphins and the Kansas City Chiefs. We've got a great lineup of guests as well tonight with myself and Scott. So 8 p.m. Eastern to midnight, Mark Drumheller, Dabby Cab, and Brady Cannon all joining us within that 4 hours. The last hour, we will be talking about the rest of the wild card games, the impact of, the movement of the Steelers and Bills game to Monday, as well as AJ Brown out for the Eagles. Be talking about everything like that. Hopefully Jalen Hurts still plays on that game on Monday. Fingers crossed, you guys. All the best in all of your bets. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, guys. Have a good one. Keep smiling. Let's make some freaking money out there on the ice and on the football field. Enjoy today's game.